back in. Come on, motherfucker.
There's definitely a bit of a delay, but it shows it on...
Yeah, I'm not seeing it on our Twitch.
I'm not seeing it on Twitch.
Hold on. Because I got a notification on YouTube.
I'm gonna check Facebook.
Is there... Do I have to tell it... Oh! There's a delay, but there it is.
Okay, there's YouTube, and I see Facebook.
Okay.
Okay, so Zeke's watching right now on
Hello.
Facebook. Hello. We're trying something new. We're streaming on multiple channels, both Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. So we're just trying to make sure we got everything. Got like multiple fucking computers and phones checking shit. So bear with us for just a moment.
Do you have... Okay, so we have... Okay, so I know we're good on YouTube. Do we have Twitch and Facebook also going?
Facebook's good.
Okay.
I've got Facebook.
I'm still trying to find... here we go. We're good on Twitch.
Okay. All right, guys. So this is a new setup for us. Welcome to Wasteland Talk. We are trying something new today. We are multi-streaming on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Any platform you want to watch us on is okay. We will try to keep up with the comments. I don't know exactly how our multi-stream platform, if it will give us all the comments in one place, but I do know that we can, of course, look at them directly on YouTube or whatever. So yeah, whatever platform you're watching on, go ahead and let us know, and let us know that you can hear us.
Yeah.
And that we're coming through loud and clear, and hopefully there isn't too much of a delay on anything, but there is going to be a delay for sure.
So yeah, let's have a little cheers for the start of this new little shindig. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
We're drinking a beer from our local brew, Fountainhead. Fountainhead Brewery, pretty good.
Yeah, they're just on the street here. I'm drinking Ted's Red.
I got a Basic AF.
Yeah,
That's an ale.
It's a blonde ale.
Mm-hmm.
The Ted's Red is a red Irish ale, so it's really good. What's up?
Bobby's watching.
Oh yeah, Bobby's watching on Facebook.
Okay.
Good. So yeah, I'm gonna start sharing links to for the Twitch stream and YouTube, so you guys can subscribe, follow, whatever, just to be more notified on there. Just see what would be the preferred stream for anybody.
Yeah, we want to take a chance and really try to grow our audience. Our whole point of this show is to reach out to the broader Wasteland community and even the broader post-apocalypse community, because Wasteland has spawned so many other events, and then post-apocalypse as a genre existed before Wasteland, of course. So there's been a culture of post-apocalypse ever since, Mad Max or any of the various books that may have came out even before that. And so we want to try to grow our audience into that bigger sphere. It's going to take time, of course, but we figured one of the best ways to get out ahead of that is to have multiple channels so that people can watch us wherever they're comfortable. So today's show, we want to do a Ask Us Anything PA. Primarily Ask Us Anything Wasteland, because we've both been there a number of times and we know quite a bit about the event. But also we both know quite a bit about the post-apocalypse genre. So we both, Danny Commodore plays a lot of video games, Fallout and whatnot. We've both watched a ton of movies. We've read some comics and books, I'm sure, over time. So we have a good amount of information between the two of us. And even some of our listeners, of course. If you were to ask a question and we didn't have the answer and somebody else watching has the answer, then that's perfectly fine too. They can comment and give you some information. So that's kind of what we want to do today. So I'm just kind of letting Commodore take some time to tag some people, and then
Well, I'm not really tagging. There's a lot of shit to spread multiple links, so I'm just posting links saying, "Hey, we're live. Follow, subscribe."
Yeah, we'll eventually kind of work out some better ways to do some of this stuff. This is the first time we've tried this multi-stream concept, but I really hope that it will grow our audience. It at least gives people multiple places to come watch us. Oh, we got our first comment from Gilly on Restream.io from Twitch.
Sweet.
So it brings them over, and it says cool. Okay, so Gilly is here watching us. He's watching us on Twitch. Excellent.
Yeah, and then we got a lot of comments over on Facebook. May I see, please?
Yeah, sure.
So I don't know if we're getting the Facebook comments on here. It doesn't
No,
show
we're not.
them. We're getting Twitch comments.
We're getting
for
a lot
sure.
of. I'm seeing a lot of Facebook stuff here. So
Okay.
we got Marky Makeup say what's up. What's good, guys? Grant's watching. If I go to Wasteland, it would be renamed Wasted Land. Yes, I will be going to this year. And Marky Makeup says, let's party.
All right.
Nothing I'm seeing on
YouTube? Okay.
Yeah, there's no real comments on YouTube. We don't really have any followers on our YouTube, to be honest.
Then again, we don't have no followers on Twitch either. This is all new, first time doing
Yeah,
all
it's
this
going to
shit.
take time to grow any kind of audience, but we've got to take the chance and just see what happens, you know. We've gotten pretty good responses on Facebook over time, but, you know, we want to grow, so hopefully, you know, fingers crossed. Who knows what happens, you know.
Ron's watching. Hey guys, sad day today.
We do want to mention that.
Yeah, we heard. I saw the post from both. Yeah, you, Ron, and of course Dave DeFore. One of our dear fellow Wastelander has passed away earlier today. Brianna River Lindsay, also known as Knockers.
She was a member of Titty City.
Yeah.
I don't know what the status of Titty City is, if they're still an official tribe or not. I know their original leader stepped down and left the event altogether. So whether or not they're still an active tribe, someone has to comment and let me know. But I did know Brianna. I did know Titty City. I've spent a decent amount of time in their camp. I've ate food with them. I've helped them with projects. They've helped me with projects. I borrowed tools from them a couple different times. Oh, we've got our first YouTube comment. Oh, it's you.
Okay, so you can see
Figment.
So you can both see Twitch and YouTube on the restream.
Okay.
Nice.
But
okay.
but not Facebook. Okay, so now we know.
Okay. So Facebook messages are the only ones that don't show up in Restream, but Twitch and YouTube do. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
So then we only have to watch like Restream on this computer, and we can watch Facebook on like yours.
Yeah, so I'll still keep an eye on Facebook on
that works for me because it's your account, of course.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, guys. So what we want to do for Brianna is, even though it seems a little weird on a live show, I think the best thing to do is what is often done in somebody's passing, and that is just a moment of silence.
Agreed.
I want you to take a moment and just reflect on your Wasteland family and those that you love. And even if you didn't know Brianna personally, to lose any member of our community is a loss to our greater family. And Brianna is someone who's been attending Wasteland at least since 2012, maybe even as early as 2011 or earlier. I think I first met her in probably 2012. Ron mentioned that he met her in 2012.
Yeah.
So we just want to take a moment and just kind of reflect on any of our shared memories with her. Or if you don't know her, just kind of reflect on the people you have met at Wasteland and how much of a difference they've made in your life. Especially if you've lost anybody who used to go to Wasteland. It can be kind of our collective moments of silence for any of them. But yeah, let's take a moment of silence for Brianna. All right, and I think I want to offer a toast.
Huzzah
Huzzah
to Knockers.
to Knockers. Fallen Wastelander, may she ride. God, now I'm drawing a blank on the line. May she ride eternal,
Shiny chrome. To the road of Valhalla.
to the gates of Valhalla. And I hope this year, if we get to have a Wasteland, of course, that someone will take the time to inscribe her name on the memorial, which I'm sure somebody will.
Oh, of course. Her name will definitely be on there for sure. Because, like, we're all devastated. Like, I am, Godfather, Short Bus.
Yeah.
A bunch
yeah.
of people knew her. She was sweet to everybody. She was a really dear friend to me. One of my first friends at Wasteland Weekend. Like, she was the first friend I made at Titty City when I walked in there. Not knowing exactly what I was walking into at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Titty City's an interesting camp. At least when they were more active, kind of in their heyday, they welcome in a lot of people, but they're also kind of a clothing optional camp.
Yeah.
And I've definitely been in there and hung out with them where everybody was basically nude. So they don't like gawkers. If you're gonna just walk by and stare like a creeper, they're probably gonna beat your ass. No photos. But they are a really unique camp in that they kind of welcomed nudity all the time. And so yeah, it was a very free, fun, loving camp. And hopefully we get to see them again at Wasteland.
So, two things. One, I just posted links to both the YouTube channel and the Twitch channel on the comment section on this live Facebook stream. And also, Vixen says, hi, hello, Vixen. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
Alright, so
today we are doing like we said earlier, an Ask Us Anything Wasteland, Ask Us Anything Post-Apocalypse. We will do the best to give an answer. If we don't know something, if one of you knows the answer, go ahead and give it. But there's a good chance that we have a lot of information. So I think we'll start by just kind of going through some of our own things that we've probably talked about before. But we'll start with Commodore. How did you first hear about Wasteland?
I heard about Wasteland from a group of friends I made on FetLife.
Okay.
Wow.
They lived just north of here in between Auburn and Grass Valley in this little gated community. And made friends with them. They talked about this event called Wasteland Weekend. It looked cool. It looked like something that I'll be into. But at first, I wasn't 100% sure that I can go because of my budget and my time schedule. And like it was so near to conventions because I was so committed to go to the local conventions here.
Yes.
And then Mad Max Fury Road came out that summer, and I watched it. I'm like, well, I got hyped when I watched the movie because like I love the Mad Max film. It's something I grew up and bonded with my father.
Mm-hmm.
So when I watched that, I totally remembered about the Wasteland event my friends mentioned. So I hit them up saying, "Hey, is that spot still available? Can I still go?" They got excited, like, "Yes, we want you in. Come with us." So I went and never looked back.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So I'll go ahead and answer the same question unless you've got something that you want to bring in comment-wise.
Basically, Vixen asked, apparently was a little late, didn't know who we were speaking about, who passed away. That was Brianna River Lindsay, also known as Knocker. She was a tribe member, the tribe formerly Teddy City.
Yeah.
Yeah, she died earlier today.
She passed earlier today. Apparently, she had a heart attack.
Yeah, that's what you said, Ron, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I read on Ron's page. So.
Yeah.
Like I said, any time that we can, we want to try our best to honor our community, especially
the fallen.
The fallen and people who might know them well.
Yeah.
We did a moment of silence for her earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was who we were mentioning. So yeah, for myself, I found out about Wasteland. Actually, I found out about it back in 2009.
Oh wow.
When it was still Road Warrior Weekend.
Yeah.
I was at the Renaissance Fair that year, which I've been doing Renaissance Fair for years. I was about 10 years into doing Renaissance Fair, maybe longer at that point. And I was talking to one of the vendors at my Renaissance Fair and was like, "Hey, what other events do you do? Where else can I, where might I run into you? Because I do a lot of stuff and I like to get to know my community, obviously with the way I am with Wasteland." So So anyway, they told me, oh yeah, I'm doing this event coming up in September called Road Warrior Weekend. And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. I don't really know anything about that event. And so I went and I talked to some friends of mine and I told a few people about it. And I ended up not going that year. But several of my friends who I knew through Renaissance Fair did go. And not all of them. Some of them heard about it for the first time from me. Some of them heard about it from other Renaissance people and other people in the cosplay community and in the SCA community and whatever else. You know, it just travels by word of mouth and the websites and everything, of course. So then I didn't end up actually finally going until 2011.
Oh, damn. So.
And in 2011, the big reason that I went is because my Renaissance Guild decided that we were going to go as a group. And we had been approached by Jared Butler about coming out to the event, and he was offering us, you know, some tickets and stuff like that. Hey, we got. There's a delay on Facebook, but we just got a bunch of Facebook messages.
Oh shit! Yeah. Apparently, it was around 2 a.m. for knockers.
Okay.
Gilly says, not sure if it's this way for everybody, but notice between all 3 stream service, YouTube got the least amount of delay.
Okay.
So
that's good to know. So people. Keep in mind that YouTube seems to be the least delay, so maybe go there.
So yeah, I guess that's the strongest stream we got right now. So that's also probably because not many people are on it right now, like making it lag. If that's a thing.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know exactly how all of those services work, and if the more people are on, the more it lags. I don't know. But yeah, check out our YouTube. I guess it has the least amount of delay. Check out our Twitch. Check out our Facebook, but YouTube seems to be... And it looks like we get the messages from all in the Restream chat, so just go ahead and post whatever questions, you know.
Alright.
So yeah, like I said, I didn't end up going to Wasteland until 2011, but I heard about it a few years earlier. But at the time, I wasn't entirely sure if Wasteland and the post-apocalypse scene was for me. I had spent a lot of time building... my notoriety and my reputation at the Renaissance Fair, and I knew a lot of people, and I worked really well with it, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to step away from those roles to do Wasteland or not. And when my group decided that we were all going, well, the decision was made for me, basically. and then, of course, once I went, I fell in love with Wasteland so much, I was like, no, this is my home now. And I only did Renaissance Fair a couple more times after that, and then I stopped. And I still enjoy Renaissance Fair, but I haven't worked it in a decade. I still attend every so often, though.
Yeah, so a question for me would be for you.
Okay.
Yeah, and like if any of you guys have any questions to ask us, Wasteland related, it could be something really off, really weird, really exciting question, a creative question. Please comment on it, and we happy to answer those, because this is basically what the...
It's an AMA. Ask them anything.
Thank you, Figment.
Yeah, exactly. It's an AMA. Ask us anything.
So, yeah, my question is, like, so I think you pretty much just answered it. Like, well, not really, but what was your thoughts when you were at Wasteland for the first time? Like, what were you expecting for it to be compared to how it was when you went?
I honestly was expecting it to be bigger. My first year, 2011, Wasteland was still a very small event. But the way people talked about it, it sounded like there was gigantic crowds, at least in my perspective. And so when I got there and there was only a few hundred people there, I was like, is this it? I mean, this event has great potential. Why hasn't it grown more? And of course, it's only the second year into the event. Yeah. So of course it hadn't grown a lot. But for me, it was like, okay, how do I help it grow? You know, how do I get involved? Who do I talk to? How do I spread the word? Because this is going to be big. As long as we collectively make it big. We all have to work at that. It can't be just the staff that grows the event or just the official promoter, which they didn't really have like a promoter back then. They didn't even have a social media presence back then. They didn't end up creating a social media presence until later. And so a lot of us from the early community stepped up and started creating that social media presence because all of us wanted to help it grow. And so that was my main thing. It's like, oh, this is so small. It could be so much more. We have to get it there. How do we do that? You know?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the events that I had done, like Renaissance Fair, it had an established history, and it had an established crowd, and it had established advertisements and promotions, and you know, emailing mail list and news updates and yada yada. Wasteland didn't have any of that. And it's like, how do we help them out to get that started? Because we knew that they needed our support as a community.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. As for me, like, I was expecting it to be. It was about as big as I thought it was going to be, because my first year was a much later year than yours, so
Yes.
Yours had time to grow.
Yes.
So, why is this not fucking showing me mess? I know, I was trying to look at YouTube and whatnot to see.
There might be more of a delay, of course, in the restream. So if you do directly on Facebook, it might be easier to keep up.
It's whatever. Anyways, yeah, it's about as big as I thought it was gonna be. Thought it was gonna be like a little bit of a Ren Fair type thing, but more Mad Max style.
Yes.
And it was a little bit more than that when I got there. Like the environment, the things you see out there, like the scenery of the desert, the people with their cars, their outfits, the welcomeness people bring to you as a newcomer, because everyone will give you that question: how long have you been going to Wasteland?
Yeah, they'll be like, is this your first event? How many times have you been here?
Especially since if it's a face they're not familiar with, for someone who's been going for so long. So yeah, of course, like, this is my first time here, and some of them get pretty fucking excited to where they give you tips on like what to do, what's the best place to go and check shit out, and they'll give you shit like, here, take some fucking bottle caps and all this other cool shit, or here, try some mead, or this fucking alcohol I just made, or I'm having a fucking pit roast later tonight. You're more than welcome to come and join us. It's everyone I came across was really friendly to me, and it was easy for me to make friends because I'm a very shy person. It's hard for me to approach new people. So,
yeah, in many ways, to me, it was even more welcoming than Renaissance Fair was, because for Renaissance Fair, you know, for those who haven't been, it's more of like a business. So, you know, you have your camp and you're entertaining the public, but the public isn't necessarily dressed up.
No.
And they don't necessarily know anything. And so you're basically teaching everybody as you go. And you're telling them, hey, come check out our show later today, or you're telling other Renaissance people, come check out our show later today. But you're not inviting your neighbor to come eat with you. No. You're not inviting your neighbor to come try this mead that you made. You might do that after hours if you camp there. Yeah. But definitely not so much during the day. And if you're somebody who only shows up during the day to hang out, you don't experience that type of nightlife that Renaissance offers at all. And Wasteland, you experience that all day long. You know, people are always just like, oh, you want to try this meat I made? And it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And you're like, well, I was going to wait a little bit to drink, but sure, why not, you know?
Just trying to read all those comments over there, because I'm not seeing those ones.
The ones I've got is Grant as a.
Yeah, I see that one, but I'm seeing more after that on there.
I think it's like.
Are those like delay messages?
I think there's a delay.
Because like,
I don't know. We're new to this.
Yeah, bear with us, because like I'm seeing we got multiple streams, so we got to multitask like more than often.
What do you? If you bring up the Facebook chat on your phone, what are you seeing for questions?
I only see one question so far on Facebook, and it's Grant asking tips to distressing leather.
Ah, okay, that's a good one. So Commodore, you want to?
Actually, personally, that's one a little new to me, because I actually never distressed leather before, because a lot of my outfits I wear to Wasteland aren't leather. aside for like my leather jacket, but like it was old and distressed to begin with. So like it was already pre-made without even realizing it.
So I can give some basic tips. Some of the things that a lot of people do for Wasteland is they will take like a leather coat or whatever it is, the leather. They'll drag it through gravel. They'll drag it through the dirt. They'll sometimes use like a spray adhesive and throw dirt on top of it and then seal that with like a clear coat adhesive or a clear coat finish. Another good way to do it is to take like sandpaper or steel wool or a metal file and rough up parts of the leather like the elbows and the shoulders, things that would get exposed over time and fray over time. You want to focus on those areas. If it's leather pants, you want to get the knees, you want to get the shins right at the edge of the pants, you want to get like the ass. You don't necessarily think about that as much, but you sit on that a lot, so it wears down over time. So you want to get things like that. You want to get all of your seams. You want to fray those a little bit, hit them with sandpaper, steel wool. You can even just straight out cut leather. You can burn it. You can do all kinds of stuff to age it. Mm. So it really depends on how much destruction you want and how bad the falling apart you want it to be.
I like his plan.
Alright, so we got a few more comments. We got a Leo Fatsies.
Okay.
Says, hi from Australia.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Awesome. We got
huzzah to Mad Max's home production area.
Stomping grounds.
Yeah, home stomping ground where Mad Max was
huzzah.
filmed. Huzzah to Australia.
Huzzah to Australia. And congrats on apparently being COVID-free.
We wish.
I didn't know that. Okay,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's the last time I heard. Like, please confirm that if you're, because I don't want to just like say something. I see posts all the time, and last time I checked, like Australia, New Zealand, and shit, they're like COVID free or they beat it or some shit. I don't know.
It's my giant Jenga set that I built for them. I didn't know that was in a video.
Oh yeah,
that's Forlorn Hope.
Yeah,
and I made them that giant Jenga set.
Sorry, we're watching Wasteland videos on the TV while we're watching because it's keeping my console on for our stage light. So we got Anthony says, I heard rump roast. I said pit roast. And then Zeke is asking, what am I drinking? I am drinking
Beer.
Pretty much, from a local brewery called Fountainhead. They are literally by the City College, close to where I live. And the brew that they made is an ale called Basic AF. It's a nice blonde ale. It's pretty good. He's also drinking something from Fountainhead, but he's got a different brew.
Yeah, I've got their Ted's Red, which is their red Irish ale, and it's actually a salute to the original owner of the building, or at least the previous owner. For those of you who don't know, but of course, because you've probably never been to Fountainhead, Fountainhead is set up in what used to be an old mechanic garage, and the current owner is the son of the guy who opened up the mechanic shop. And so he named this particular beer Ted's Red after his father. So Ted is his father.
Yeah, pretty chill people who work there. Easy to get along with, and they're pretty chill. They'll talk with you. They'll share stories and whatnot, and they're pretty cool. I like. It's basically a good local brew I like to support.
Yeah.
Grant. In regards to the leather distressing, I was like, okay, my plan was to hitch it on the back of a truck and drive it with it on a back road.
Yes, people have done that, and that does seem to do pretty well.
That sounds like fun.
So yeah, that's a perfectly good way to do it.
That does sound like fun. So yeah, again, like if you guys got any more like Wasteland questions or something like that, please feel free. Like you don't have to ask one question. It could be as many questions you can think of. What we got? Santos. Oh, fuck. Yes, thank you for reminding me, Santos.
Thank you.
Oh, because last night he called me out because our last Wasteland talk, I was supposed to talk about the trip when I went to the desert and never did.
Yes, okay.
We were being a little cock teases about it.
Yeah. So I did my best to make sure this was a discreet trip because like I just didn't want to. It was just something I just needed to do since we didn't have a Wasteland weekend in 2020. I got very homesick because I consider Wasteland a home to me. I miss my desert. I miss my desert peeps. I miss all you fuckers. So
Miss the feel and the smell of Wasteland too.
The gist of it, me and Figment went on a anniversary type trip to SoCal, and one of the stops we went to was the desert area where Wasteland Weekend is held. We did not go on the property. I will say that much. That is private property. Do not go on the property
Without permission, yeah.
without their permission. I was in the area of where you go. I didn't go too far. I was still by actual concrete roads.
Yeah. Just off the main road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was far enough to where I'm on dirt.
Yeah, it's the same desert.
Yeah, same desert. And we got there at fucking dawn.
We watched the sunrise.
Yeah, we watched the sunrise.
Fuck, it's cold.
I had beer for breakfast.
Yes! As you should for Wasteland.
Like-
as we do for Wasteland, many of us.
Yeah, I basically daved it for it, and I had a little breakfast beer with my boot. For those who didn't see the video, I posted a video of me in Wasteland gear, drinking a beer from my boot, and giving a toast to all y'all saying I miss you fuckers. And like during that whole time though, like I forgot how fucking cold the desert could be when the sun hasn't been hitting it for so many hours.
Yeah, especially in the winter, because you went. It was basically fall.
It was December, so
Yeah, it was fall/winter time.
yeah, it was moving into winter.
Yeah.
But so
Cold.
I'm drinking a cold ass beer because I kept it in the ice chest
Yes.
through the whole trip, so it was already pretty fucking chilled. I was already walking around getting the feel of the desert, like breathing that dusty air and shit. And then by the time I'm starting to pour my beer, I can't feel my fingers.
Because
Yeah.
you got the fingerless gloves, of
Yeah,
course.
they went fucking numb, and I'm like, didn't raise a quitter.
Right? Mama didn't raise no quitter.
So I just kept on going, and then and told a cut, did a couple photos, and just stayed there, finished my beer, and just enjoy the scenery of of home.
Watch the sunrise.
Collected some dirt.
You
I
got
got
dirt.
I got Wasteland dirt,
Yes.
like a little tub of it.
That's important.
Because
I need to do that
Because we
myself.
brought a container, but we didn't think about bringing something to scoop it into.
So then you just got to scoop it with your hand.
No, so yeah, I basically just tilted sideways and just like shoved it in with my boot.
Scrape it all on
Okay,
the ground.
that works. Sure, that works.
So yeah, that was basically my little Wasteland trip back in last month.
It was quiet as fuck.
Yeah.
It was cold as fuck. Out in the middle of goddamn nowhere. And this is as the person who has never been. So this is my first exposure to the area.
Yeah.
Cold, quiet, like hauntingly still
Yeah.
and silent. And it's just like
It had like a very
oh
eerie
my
feeling.
God.
But like that's how it is when there's no one out there. Like it's a deserted desert. But like I was home, I had that homey presence, I had my fix, so I feel a little better that I was able to go out there just to get that feel, get that scenery.
Yeah, for anybody who hasn't been to Wasteland, or if you don't know in general, Wasteland is a not a permanent event. So everything that is there every year is set up just prior to the gates opening.
Yeah.
They might show up as early as a week or 2 weeks before to do some prep and stuff. But a lot of the camps, especially the city camps, only show up a day or two before Wasteland opens.
Yep.
And so if you go to that desert during the off season, there ain't nothing there.
Yep. Because
You'd have a hard-pressed time to even remember exactly where Wasteland is, unless you've been there a lot and kind of know some of the landmarks
yeah.
that show you that you're on the property.
Yeah. And as you said, like when the people who run Wasteland, when they build their scenery and whatnot, as they set it up before the event, after the event, they tear it down. They don't keep it out there.
Yeah, it's nothing is stored out there permanently.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's even though they own the property, it would take a lot to maintain its security. So they'd rather just pack it all up and leave and just let the desert be the desert, you know?
Yeah.
And it was a long ass drive.
It is. Well, yeah, because like we're NorCal, that was SoCal.
But even then, like.
And we're going to like we're not really going to a city. We're going out into a desert.
Yeah, you're detouring off of your main trail.
So like, I woke up from like a car nap, and the sun hasn't risen yet, but I know where we're at.
You recognize the train.
I recognize the landmarks.
Yeah,
to get to Wasteland.
Yeah, because you've been going a number of years.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I like one of the things I always spot out for are the big windmill things,
yes.
the train tracks on the right side where there's a tunnel that goes into the hills.
They're wind turbines. They don't mill anything.
Shh.
Whatever. Wind hits it, it fucking moves.
Okay, Professor Smartass.
Alright.
They produce electricity. They do not mill anything. They are wind turbines.
I don't science, okay? I drink.
That's his side.
I drink and science, okay?
Like, the drive out there, since I had done it before, it felt like super long, and it's like two lanes that way.
Yeah, it's a country highway.
Yeah.
It's a big trek, but once you're there at the event, it is all worth it.
Yeah.
Because like you're there, you're setting up, you can see everything build and come together, and you can just embrace everything, everyone, and have a good time.
I know I'm gonna be cold, so for those of you who are listening who have very generously offered like warmth and space, I might end up taking you up on that.
There's a good chance that September should be warmer than what you experienced, but also there can be big drop-offs at night. So
a little bitty cold thing. I was freezing.
Plan for the cold always.
Because remember, we usually go to Wasteland when summer is ending. We got there as winter was beginning.
Yeah. But still, Wasteland can have big temperature swings, so if you are going out for the first time, plan for the heat and plan for the cold, which means bring layers.
Ha! Thank you, Gilly.
Thank you.
They're milling electricity. Thank you.
You got me, sir. You got me.
Good job. Okay, so here's a question. I've been farming my own.
You're welcome to answer.
I am.
Yeah.
So what's like through the years that you've been there? What's the biggest temperature change you've seen, like from the day and then from night to day?
The biggest temperature change I've seen was with the W.
Mm-hmm.
The W made it that much colder.
Yep.
That probably would have been 2016.
It was 16. It was the W16. That was our.
And during the day with the W, it was probably 70 something, and then during the night, because the W kept blowing late into the night, it was probably like maybe 40 something. So we're talking a good 35 degrees or so difference. What ended up happening that year on that Thursday that the W was really bad was the entire event, most of the places didn't open.
Yeah,
there was no stage show. There was some of the nightclubs.
Pretty much Bar Town got closed down.
Yeah, some of the nightclubs that have big walls and stuff were open, but a lot of the places that are open air were not. And so a lot of people just went to bed because going to bed helps you stay warm.
I was about to ask, like, what happened, like, in that situation, like, what ends up happening? Because everyone's going to be too cold to do anything.
Yeah, you start a fire, or you heat up your little propane heater, whatever you got. You stay by it.
You bundle up.
Or you just go to bed and heat up your tent if you can, you know? And cuddle up to somebody for some body warmth.
Yeah, and like...
And bring lots of blankets. Don't bring just a sleeping bag. Bring some blankets to pile on top of the sleeping bag.
And
especially if you've got more than one person sleeping in the same tent. Because we all know how it can be with couples. One person might hog all the covers, Bring extra covers just for that scenario. Nothing wrong with that. You want to be covered too.
Don't look at me like that. I don't know why you're looking at me like that.
And yeah, like a good for me one for me is like the W16 was a big one, and also the last Wasteland where we had that little W.
Yeah.
There was one day. It was either Wednesday or Thursday. Something I've never really seen before, where the whole day was fucking cloudy. No sun, no heat.
Yeah, there was concern that it might rain.
Yeah, we thought it was actually going to rain at Wasteland. And I've never seen that happen before.
And that's something that, in many ways, a lot of us are not prepared for.
Exactly, because we're prepared hot, heat, weather, not wet weather.
Yeah, we're prepared for the W, a lot of people, but not everybody. There are always new people, or even people who've been going, who kind of don't plan well for the W, and you see tents fly up and shit like that.
Tent races.
Shades destroyed, stuff like that. But yeah, we were worried about rain, and if that all turned into mud, a lot of our camps would be flooded.
Right.
And
sinking cars and shit with all the loose dirt.
Yeah. And for a lot of us, the only way you could prepare for the rain would probably be to put down a ton of like pallets and try to raise your camp up. But you have to bring those out ahead of time, and that's a lot of extra storage in your truck or trailer that you got to plan for. So that can be difficult.
So we got a few comments.
Santos.
Oh, apparently fucking Baron's watching. Hey, Baron.
Hey, Baron.
And then we got Sam. Hey, thank you. Hey, sorry for joining late. Says hi to me. And then we got Kaylee who's waving at us. Santo goes, never too cold to drink. Fuck. Yes, freezing hands. Oh, I think that was responding to my Wasteland story.
Yeah, have you been out in the desert with your hands frozen trying to pour your beer?
And as for fucking again with 19, like there was that weird climate weather change where it's cloudy that day, but like we were having a lot of big W, but not 16W.
Yeah,
because like they were still able to open a lot of stuff and like do main stage shit, but the only real thing is like they weren't able to do any fire. So the main gates didn't have their pyro. The main stage didn't have their pyro, or the pit didn't have the fire.
Yeah, it was too dangerous in a sense. And that made it rough too, because we all want fires to stay warm. And even if at the stage where the fire is pointed at the sky, you can still feel that heat at night. And so it does keep you a little bit warm to go to the stage and see those pyrotechnics. But when they can't have them because of the W, you're colder.
Yeah.
You know? So plan for that is the best we can say.
So, Sam is asking, is it true we might not have Wasteland this year?
I have no information. I have my ticket. If we get to have it, I will be there. Mm-hmm. But as I'm not part of the staff, we all just have to wait and see. We have to wait for an official announcement.
I know.
Or we have to wait and see what California does with its rules on COVID.
Yeah.
And we have to wait and see whether or not we can get the vaccine.
And that's a while out.
And all of that, is a while out. So we will keep you guys all posted as we know.
Yeah, and so far as we know, it's still planned to happen. Tickets are still for sale for this year. I got my ticket. I plan on go if it's there. Even if it's COVID restricted, I do want to go. It means that much to me.
Yeah, I'll wear a mask.
Yeah.
Because
you know what?
Distance, I'll space out my tents, whatever we gotta do.
Yeah, you know us fucking Wastelanders, we're gonna come up with some fucking outfit ideas to cover our fucking faces.
Yeah, like we said before. Mama and Papa didn't raise no quitters. We gonna be there.
Yeah. So
we'll make whatever accommodations we have to.
So if there's any still any COVID guidelines in order to be open, we'll do our best to follow those guidelines just so we can go.
Yeah.
And make sure we can go and be healthy.
And safe, of course.
And safe to us and to others.
Yeah.
Because like I'll be pretty pissed off if I see a fucking fellow Wastelander who's gonna be fucking dick nosing a fucking face outfit out
Right.
there. Cover the nose and mouth, guys. It's not rocket science.
Yeah, exactly. Your
They're
nose-
going into the same fucking tube.
I was just gonna say that. Your nose also goes to your lungs.
Like, what do you think is connected to your fucking ear? What
Right.
the hell, guys? Cover the nose and mouth. Fuck.
Some people failed biology.
We got Kaylee. Oh, shoot! So Kaylee just posted, sent me a picture of like this big woolly wasteland outfit. Like, look at that! It's all furry and shit. Like,
Awesome.
that is like definitely like a nuclear winter outfit right there.
Oh, hell yeah.
I like that.
I'd wear that.
Yeah, if you've ever been to Nuclear Winter, man, that event gets cold.
Oh yeah.
Winter Games.
Hence the name.
Winter Games gets really cold. So,
Damn it, Santos.
it's a whole different style of dress.
Danny knows science all of a sudden.
He has moments of
I
silence.
have my moments. Yeah, I usually store that in behind the brain because usually it's never needed. But when it does, it just takes a bit of time to dig it out. Yeah.
I get drunk and talk science. I'm that kind of weirdo.
Gilly says, would suck if they restrict how many people could go. Yeah, it would. It really would. Or what they could do, actually, since they have enough land for it, they can expand it out and spread everything out.
It'd take more time to get to each location, but yeah, they could.
Yeah.
Be more walking, bring a bicycle or something, prepare for that.
Yeah. If that's a year I need to get a moped, that's the year I get the fucking moped.
Yeah.
What am I drinking?
You're drinking beer
Yes,
out of a jug.
I'm drinking beer out of a jug from a local brewery called Fountainhead. Actually, let me see if I can fucking tag the brewery. Cause,
Yeah, if you
we
guys
keep advertising it and like...
if you guys aren't familiar with the way breweries work, you can buy what's called a growler. And
Which I got.
It's the equivalent of about 4, maybe more beers in one jug. And the deal is that it's cheaper to buy it that way than it would be to buy the 4 individual cans. And so, of course, Fountainhead didn't have any growlers for a long time. I don't know if they had never carried them or if they just ran out for a bit. But either way, they didn't have any for a long time. And so they finally had some, and so we both picked up a growler.
Oh, yeah.
So because we spend enough money there, why not get the discount on buying in bulk?
Right, and also, again, with the cool part, we get to refill it when we take it back.
Yeah, exactly.
It's refillable.
Yeah. So that makes a big difference. Because we buy a lot of cans there, and then we end up, recycling them. But it's nice to have something refillable.
It's a keeper.
Yeah. I used to have several growlers from several different breweries. But before I moved to Sacramento, I ended up getting rid of them because I just didn't have enough places to store everything that I was transporting. I had to downsize a lot of things that were not needed all the time.
Right. Let's get out of that. Yeah. There we go. I guess I better get my bike working if they expand the location.
Yeah, Wasteland has, I don't know exactly how many acres, but definitely more than they're currently using.
I saw the landscape. They're only using like a fraction of it.
Yeah, they're using like a quarter of their space or something. They bought a lot more in anticipation that the event can grow.
Yeah.
But also in a way of trying to keep control of a larger area, because they can fence off the whole area and then kind of secure the perimeter and not have to worry so much about, this fence runs right through this camp. Mm-hmm. It's way out there. But yeah, they can expand and spread the event out if that's what they want to do or if that's what they have to do.
I'm trying to picture mope scooter parking in front of the Hobo Junction.
Yes. Hey, we do have mopeds in Hobo Junction. Wiley has one, and then also my buddy Doc has one now. So he hasn't brought it out yet because there was no event this year, but he bought one.
Yeah.
So he should be bringing it out hopefully next year.
I think with my job situation, if I figure out if it's more permanent, I'll definitely start saving up to buy my own moped or type of motorized or electric.
Yeah, I would love to have a moped myself because, man, it's a lot of walking after 5 days.
Yeah, it's a lot of walking as it is for the size as it is, and like it's really hard to do everything
Yeah.
Even though you can't really do everything
Yeah.
in one Wasteland event.
Yeah, because things overlap. The
Yeah.
event has gotten big enough to where certain shows overlap, and you have to pick which show or which event you want to go to.
Yeah.
Or try to do both and leave halfway through something.
Yeah.
You know, show up late to something.
So, okay, I'm gonna ask a question.
Okay.
What has been one of your favorite drinks you gotten at Wasteland that's not Captain's Bloody Mary?
Ooh, that's a good one. Something I had never had before Wasteland. I'll put it this way: a whiskey shot with a pickleback.
Ooh, I like those.
That is one of my favorite drinks at Wasteland.
I like those.
And I had never had that before going out to Wasteland. And it's still something I like to request when I'm there. If you're not familiar with what that is, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a shot of whiskey followed by a shot of just pickle brine. You can also eat a pickle with it if you choose, if they have some available. It depends on what the Atomic Cafe or wherever you are, what they have. If they have pickles and brine and they want to give you both, great. If not, do a shot of just brine. Pickle brine is good for the desert. It has... It's got what plants crave.
Oh, yeah.
It's got electrolytes.
So, yeah, it's what, as a former president once says, it's what plants crave.
Said best by Macho Camacho.
So, anyways, as for me, favorite drink I got that wasn't Captain's Bloody Mary at Wasteland. It's gotta be for me a tie. My first year at Wasteland, I met up with a guy on FetLife who said he was making beer bread brats and homemade mead. So the mead I had from him, this was the first time I ever had mead because I never knew anybody who makes it or where I can get one.
Sure.
So having mead for the first time that year at the age of 25 was like amazing, and then so that was always leaves a special memory for me at Wasteland. And then the other one that ties with it is whatever Bookworm puts in his book.
Oh yes, his guzzling.
Yeah, his guzzling.
Yeah.
I love Bookworm's guzzling.
That is some good stuff. I don't know what he puts in there either.
It's
but he's
so
got
good.
For anybody who doesn't know Bookworm, he's basically got a flask and a hollowed out book. And if you're good friends with him, he'll pour you a little bit of it. And I don't know what he puts in it, but yeah, it is good. It is good for sure.
And then so we got a Tom Adams. Saw that dude on the right in person earlier. Yes, you did. I ran to a fellow Wastelander when I was visiting my sister earlier
cool.
at Denios.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I didn't recognize him at first because
Mask.
it's been so long too, face mask. But then he peeked it out a little bit just so I can get a good facial feature, and I'm like, oh shit.
You're like, oh, I know you now. Now I
Yeah.
can see your full face.
Right. And then Sam goes, love watching you guys. Oh, thank you. That means a lot.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoy.
And then I'm actually getting some personal messages from, ooh.
Whoa.
No, it's not like that. Kaylee's sending me some, can I park this outside Cobo Junction when I visit?
If you own that, please do.
Oh.
That's not like a model or something. If you own that, I want to ride.
I think
that is an awesome thing. Little go-kart type vehicle. Please do.
And I want to ride on it.
Yeah.
I don't care if I have to be on your lap or just be piggybacking on you. I want to ride on that. That looks fun.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Who brings Malort to the event?
Malort.
Is that a name of a go-kart of some sort? Or a car?
Can you please elaborate Malort, because it's not actually ringing a bell for personally for us.
Yeah, so if somebody knows what that is or who brings that, go ahead and answer. I don't know. If you can give me an idea of what it actually looks like, I might recognize it from the description. I don't know. Post a picture if you got one.
Please share it with the class.
Yeah, exactly. Please share it with the class.
Tom is Grizzly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Thomas Grizzly brings it apparently.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think she was trying to figure out who that was.
Tom is Grizz. Oh,
Okay.
Tom is Grizz, says Sam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go. There's your answer. See, we can help each other. If I don't
It's
know
that
or
disgusting stuff.
Commodore doesn't know,
It's that disgusting stuff. Like, what do you drink? Do you eat? Do you shove it up your ass? What do you do with it?
Sounds like Beverly out at Walt Disney.
It tastes like, okay, so you're putting it in your mouth. We know that
Is
much.
it a drink?
or food.
Figment, Google. Because I don't know what the fuck this is.
I don't know either.
That's why I said. That's why I'm requesting Google, please. Echo, can you hear me?
Oh,
Alcohol.
alcohol. It's that stuff.
Oh,
Mezcal, is that what it is? Something like that, or
it's a liqueur.
okay. Huh.
Yeah, it's an alcoholic drink. Yeah.
Okay, I've not had it then. I don't think.
Yeah, that is a good question. Yeah, I don't think I ever had that or know who would bring it. Like,
You want to pass it over so we can see?
yeah,
Illinois is famous for it. Someone brings it apparently.
yeah. Apparently,
Okay.
So yeah, I never came across it. Like the worst. Like, here's a good question. What is the worst drink you had at Wasteland? I could answer this right away because I already know in a heartbeat what mine was. It's fucking Major Impact and Captain's fucking Chinese fire wine.
Oh yes, that is a good one. That is
Ugh.
so bad.
You'll be burping.
Ugh.
It'll give you the burps, and you'll be just tasting that all fucking day. It is disgusting.
And you can't get rid of it with anything else.
Nothing will.
You will drink everything to try to chase that taste out of your mouth, and it will stay with you. That is a good one. That is solid. Oh, that fire wine.
There is no chaser, only Chinese fire wine.
Yes, exactly.
It was so bad. Like, I mean, the first time
It is a rite of passage if you are willing to try the fire wine as a Ghoul Crest member.
Yeah, I mean, I tried it, of course, and like, I've seen like, of course, Captain Major and a couple other people are like, and then like, of course, I'm like, I hold it in.
Yeah,
but
Later on,
like, oh, it's still there. Oh,
it like stays in your throat, and every time you burp, you taste it again.
Well, like, I think it just coated my lungs. Like,
right.
I just pray that, like, when I just talk to someone, they don't smell that shit off my breath.
Hey, that's where the masks will come in handy next year.
Alright. Kaylee goes, worst drink, some of the random homemade. Try this stuff, I made stuff.
Yeah. Feel free to answer whatever questions you guys want to, too.
You, of course, can answer your shit. Like, this is a really open...
Ask us a question, answer a question yourself, answer your own question if you want.
Fuck yeah.
If you want to share your story or your experience. Yeah.
So, Zeke goes, the brothers drink called the Tingler is really bad.
Okay, the Tingler.
Tingles going in and tingles coming out the other end.
Oh.
Sounds foul.
Yeah. I'd probably still drink it. You tell me that, and then I drink it anyway, because I'm that...
No way! Dude, it's fucking real.
What's real?
The go-kart thing. Not only that, it has that.
Oh, it's a mobile bar.
Yes.
That's so cool.
I am down.
Please bring that to Hobo Junction.
Fuck, find me with that and, like, we'll drink. We'll have a drink. Find me, like, pull me over like I'm a fucking, like I'm speeding or some shit on a 5-mile-an-hour fucking road.
Yeah.
And just
like,
take
a drink.
Here's your ticket, take a shot.
Right. That is a very cool vehicle for sure.
Oh, that is what. Did you make that? Yeah, please let me know. Did you make that, or did you have help with that, or did you just find it like from a fellow Wastelander and barter off them? Please let us know because that thing looks fucking sick.
Yeah, I've seen mobile bars like that, so I know some people do make them and sell them. But yeah, you could have made that yourself, absolutely. So yeah, we'd be interested to know.
Kaylee did.
Okay, even cooler.
Oh, that's fucking sick. Like, how long did it take you to make that?
That looks pretty cool.
Because, like that looks amazing.
Yeah, I'd love to see it in person for sure.
Vixen goes, I will make a lot of my gin for next Wasteland and our meet. Yes, for those who don't know, Vixen is a NorCal gal and makes a lot of homemade alcohol, including some fine gin. Like, I know there's not a lot of people who like gin, but this gin is actually pretty fucking amazing. And with the cocktails it can go into, you won't even notice that. I had close friends who can't stand gin. I make them a cocktail with Vixen's gin, and they can't even fucking tell it was even in there.
Yeah.
I told them in advance, don't mind you.
It was gin.
Yeah, I told them in advance, hey, it has gin.
Yeah, it's
But
not
you
like
won't
we're
know-
tricking them.
Yeah.
It's a different type of gin. It doesn't taste like normal gin.
To show the rest of the class the vehicle that you were talking about.
Yeah, let me see if I could pull up the photo and just throw it in the camera.
Or put
see?
it in the message or something.
Yeah, let me finish these comments and then I'll go. I'll show and tell. So, let me put my fucking jug right there. There, stay. Okay.
So I never got the chance to share my worst drink at Wasteland.
Yes, go ahead.
I would say probably one of the worst things I've ever had at Wasteland is Ghost Pepper Vodka.
Whoa!
Yeah, I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about too.
Oh, that stuff is rough. It's like drinking mace.
Drinking?
That is a good fucking example too.
I don't know if anybody's ever been maced, but as part of some training years ago, I had to go through mace and pepper spray and tear gas, and yeah, it is. It's rough. And Ghost Pepper Vodka is like drinking mace.
Oh, it was foul.
Yeah.
So we got so yeah, Caleb goes, yeah, seats it is a wheelbarrow. It took about 8 months to build.
Very cool.
And we got Kimrick finally joined us. A bit late on this comment, but if it gets really cold at night, remember to throw a thick blanket or quilt over your air mattress or you'll freeze your ass off no matter
it's like
how
a
many
barrier.
blankets you have on top.
Yeah, a barrier between your cold air mattress and your sleeping bag or whatever else is definitely a great idea. Thank you for that. That's a good tip. I've done that myself.
And then like Vixen's like, yeah, it's, the drinks are 80 proof, and Kayla, yeah, because I don't know how to post pics here. Yeah, so I'm about to show the picture here, but fuck, we're getting so okay. I'm just gonna show the picture now because I'm getting a shit ton of comments right now. So like, this is what Kaylee rides. If it shows.
If it focuses right, yeah.
It.
There we go. That's pretty good. You gotta wait for the autofocus on the camera to kind of catch it.
So, and then behind it has this badass. If you can see that.
Give it a second for the autofocus. It'll correct itself.
Hold on, there. I'm trying to block everything so you can see. Basically, it has a little mini bar thing. A travel bar.
It's
Okay.
a gasoline can, like an old style big gasoline can with a mini bar inside of it.
It holds like fucking. It basically holds stuff to make a Jack and Coke. Because it has Jack Daniels, some glasses, and a few cans of Coca-Cola.
Or I'm sure you could switch it out with whatever you prefer. But
Yeah, of course.
it's in that picture. It's set up to do a Jack and Coke.
Yeah. So apparently, Kay's Jack and Coke had a gal. Okay, I can get down with that.
Yeah, I like Jack and Coke. It's a good drink.
So, let me get my fucking flip flops out of the camera.
Eh.
So, Gilly goes,
I'll go grab my jug so I can refill mine.
you should. I tell you, you should just drink out of the fucking jug.
Yeah.
You're a hobo.
Come on now.
Yeah, maybe I'm.
Everyone, start chanting. Drink from the jug. Drink from the jug. Drink from the jug.
Drink from the jug. Don't be a bitch.
I wasn't gonna go that far, but okay.
Which is hilarious.
It's on the table now, I guess.
Coming from the straight edge.
Are you gonna play or fold? I mean,
I'll bring some water with you.
All right, screw it.
Yeah! Huzzah! There you go. All right, so okay, let me get caught up on comments. We got my boy Owens just says yo. Gilly goes, can't remember if I ever had gin, which means I've never had it or I was too drunk to remember. That is usually a good thing. Not, I won't say good thing, but good reason.
Yeah.
Because that's a pretty common thing. Because, like, yeah, you're pretty too drunk to where, like, I'll fucking drink anything at this point.
Gin used to be a more popular alcohol, especially back during the Prohibition era.
Yeah.
So it is an alcohol that isn't as popular as others.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have never tried it. And even some people who have, there's a bit of a stereotype that mostly, like, old people like it. Because it was popular years ago, but it's getting some new interest, some kind of a hipster revival. There are gin bars and shit like that. So
fucking Captain loves the shit.
Yeah,
like, and I love this shit.
Captain is a big gin person. My old roommate, who was a bartender, was also a big gin drinker. So I've drank a lot of gin in my time. It is definitely not my favorite, but I do like it, and I do like it in certain drinks.
So okay, I got a shit ton more comments. So we got Kimrick says, if you run into me at the event, ask for some Old Scud.
Okay.
He makes it himself.
Old Scud. All right.
Gilly says cool. Sam says super cool. Kaylee goes, it's not tall enough for a Jameson. That's totally fine. Usually what I like to do is...
like the shape of the bottle.
Yeah. Usually what I like to do, though, for like certain situations like that, I will get the bottle of the big booze that I like and pour it into another bottle, like a clear bottle, that'll fit it. So, like, have like your little custom little bottle and shit, and make.
Or you can get those resealable jugs
like that. Yeah.
You can get a resealable jug like this, of course. Let me get it in the camera.
I don't think that's gonna fit.
But there's resealable jugs that are made of ceramic that have a little rubber stopper on a little hinge. You can buy those, and you could re-pour any alcohol into them.
We got a couple chance drink from the jug.
I should just embrace my hobo roots, huh?
See?
And Zeke hates gin. Mike all day is a big fan of gin, so that's fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like gin, that's fine. You're allowed to not like certain drinks.
Apparently, Kimrick says, I assume this is for the Old Scud, the St. George Terrier Gin with tonic water. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
So gin and tonic. I do like a gin and tonic.
Gin and tonics are pretty good.
It's a pretty basic, simple drink.
Yeah, it's a basic drink especially with gin, of course. Like, there's that, and then Captain's Lime.
Captain's Lime often uses gin. He can do gin or vodka.
Yeah.
And I often have him do it with gin, because in many ways, because I would have probably never liked gin if it wasn't for my buddy... my buddy Matt Pearson, who was my old bartender / roommate for many years, and then also, of course, Captain. If it wasn't for their influence on having me try lots of different gin drinks, I probably wouldn't like gin. So, yeah.
Okay. Kaylee says, yeah, I could fill the Jack bottle with anything, I guess. Yeah, well, like I said, it doesn't have to be the Jack bottle. It could be like a little, any bottle that would fit. And if you get some kind of cool little, elegant, not elegant,
yeah, like
unique.
I said, I have a ceramic resealable jug that I do take out the wasteland that I do put private stash of booze in, usually Jameson or something like that, so that I can take a little swig every now and then if I want. I also have a flask. I kind of bring multiple things. The ceramic jugs that are resealable are really cool. You can find them at Renaissance fairs or like Bevmo and places like that, you know.
So, yeah, apparently my boy Owen over here, I drank a bottle of Jameson before, and it was not fun. Yeah, I see what you're like when you're drunk, dude. Like, take it easy.
I wouldn't recommend necessarily drinking the entire bottle right away. You can sip on it throughout the entire day.
Or put it in your Coke. Coca-Cola, not cocaine. I'm going to elaborate that, because, like, there are some people on here who might actually fucking do that. Fucking Jack and Coke? Yeah.
Oh, the carbonation.
You know who you are.
That shit hurts.
Mike goes, love St. George.
Botanivore,
yeah.
Hey, there used to be, back years ago, there was a type of wine that was basically wine and cocaine mixed together. No joke. This is pre-Prohibition America. There was a wine cocaine. I have watched videos on YouTube about it. Just mostly historians kind of talking about it. But it was a real thing. That sounds insane. Pre-Prohibition America, alcohol was Wild West. Every bar made their own concoctions. Every backwater, moonshine type stuff. We didn't get a lot of regulations until after Prohibition when they started reintroducing alcohol. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty much a free-for-all. And if you know how to make moonshine, it still is a free-for-all.
Moonshine's pretty fucking boss.
But yeah, they had like cocaine gin and all kinds of weird... Cocaine wine, and all kinds of weird stuff.
Especially when you get those fucking moonshine cherries.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so good. It's so good.
Yeah, the cherries soaked in moonshine. Oh, those are good.
Gilly says, well, shit, go back to that point. You could go to your local pharmacy and buy cocaine.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Fucking Vixen. Coca wine.
Yes, coca wine. Yeah, I think that's what it might have been called, or that might be a slang name for it. But yeah, that was a thing. I've watched I watch a lot of YouTube history stuff. I'm a big history nerd. So.
Oh yeah.
So I like learning about booze because I drink booze. So I don't know if I'd ever try coca wine, but it sounds interesting.
How about next question? What's something that you've been exposed to at Wasteland that you hadn't been prior to that is now something that you can definitely call like a passion or something that you picked up there? You're like, hey, I really like this. I didn't know this existed. I'm going to start looking into it.
That is a good one. I might need a little bit of thought for that.
Yeah, that is a tough one.
I guess for me, like the type of style and method of making outfits, because I usually I didn't really make my outfits. I usually alter to what I could find to make my cosplays. But when I go to Wasteland Weekend, I see people who do all these things I haven't even seen before or heard before, and I try those out, and it's so much better, and like it's to the point where like I'd rather make Wasteland outfits than a cosplay.
I can agree with that. I think for me personally, it would be the vehicles. Wasteland has changed how I perceive vehicles. I grew up around car shows. I grew up around mechanics. The type of place where everybody had a old car in their side yard that they were fixing up, and my stepfather years ago would do that. He would buy junk cars, fix them, and turn around and sell them, make a profit. So we always had cars like that and stuff like that. So I grew up around car culture. Went to a lot of car shows, saw a lot of classics. I got more into rat rods when I was like a teenager, but I had seen Mad Max cars in the movies, but I had never seen one in person.
Right.
And seeing one in person changed my entire view on how cars are. Like, there's a lot of cars now. If I see a classic that's been redone to like pristine original condition, great, gorgeous, love it. We'll talk to the person who built it all day. Talk to them about the vehicle. But at the same time, if I see that same car rusted up sitting in somebody's side yard, I want to be like, can I pull over and buy that right now? I really wish I could.
Oh, don't get me started. It's like what you mentioned, like, because like you watch the Mad Max videos, you've seen pictures of it and whatnot, and like it's literally to the point where like videos and pictures do not do it justice, aside from seeing it in person.
Yeah.
Being right there. So now we got a lot of comments. Vixen commenting towards the coca wine. Vin
Mariani coca wine.
Yeah, Mariani coca wine.
There we go. See, Vixen's another person who knows a lot about Prohibition. So thank you. I'll have to look into some of that.
So
because I would like to read more about that, just because I'm fascinated by it.
We got some answers from other people too. Kermit says is archery.
Okay. Yeah.
Sam goes yes, using synonym as rust.
There you go. Yeah. As a rust distressing thing, I've done that too.
I've never heard of that.
My dueling pistols box. There is cinnamon on the hinges and on the other metal parts that was then sealed with a clear coat to make that rust look really cool.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
That's actually
And then
pretty cool.
Santa goes imagination. Sam goes, I can't wait to get my Wasteland merch. Bought a ton of patches. Yeah, we're still waiting on those, but then again, they're still waiting on a bunch of things. It's going to take a little bit more time than we thought. So
Yeah, when we get ours, we'll let you guys know.
we're going to bear with them because they'll pull through eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been a bit of a delay, of course. I mean, it's COVID times. Everything gets delayed, so.
Sam also goes, oh yeah, the vehicles, my ex got me interested in them. Kaylee goes, the creative engineering is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Santa goes, Danny became a dirt collector.
Yes.
Yes, I did. This Wasteland dirt, I want it.
Yeah.
Vixen goes, yes, I love history as well. History is one of my favorite topics back in school, so yeah, I have a big passion of history, so I love things that happened in the past, etc.
I love a lot of the stuff that isn't covered in history books. I want personal history. Like things about Prohibition, things about
We found something for
that old lifestyle, for sure.
Kaylee goes, what needs no be done?
What needs to be done? What do I have on hand? Let's
What-
do it.
Let's make it work. Yeah, everyone's like, we see it, we want it. How do I do it? Let's do it.
Yeah, you have a different appreciation for
Determination. There we go.
for junk and for how to make costumes and everything else after having done Wasteland. Yeah, I would agree with that.
And then
Picking up scraps on the side of the road to add to your
here's
costume.
something you're gonna like.
What's that?
Mike just commented, next Wasteland, I'm bringing cannabis-infused rum for making high cocktails.
I would be interested in trying that.
Fucking knew
course.
I smoke weed. It's not a secret.
No, it is no
It's
secret.
legal in California recreationally.
Yes, it is.
And yeah, I smoke weed. So, yeah, I would be interested in trying that for sure.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bunch of cannabis-infused type of alcohols. I just don't drink them because I don't really do weed.
I haven't researched enough about them. I'm pretty casual with my weed smoking, meaning that I go to the dispensary and ask them for recommendations. I don't know enough to buy without help
Yeah.
in many ways. So yeah, there's a lot that I don't know, and I'm willing to learn. But there's a lot to learn for anybody who's deep into weed and how it's used and cannabis and all these different things. There is a ton to learn. And so I've been learning a little bit here and there, but there's still a lot I don't know.
That just makes me question, like, because I know.
Pistol Whip reads faster than his mouth speaks. Yeah, plus the alcohol tends to do that too with me, so.
Yeah.
Also, there is a bit of a delay for the sound, too. I haven't quite figured out how to work that out. But you might notice that our mouths move different than the words that you hear. And if I can figure out how to sync that up, I will do so. But I haven't done that at this point.
Still an experiment in progress. Folks.
Yeah, we're still learning as we go, people.
Yeah. Again, if y'all have questions, feel free to ask and/or everyone answered.
Dabs to Wasteland.
We bring dabs to Wasteland, says Zeke.
Dabs put me on my ass. They are rough for me. I do not have that high of a tolerance. Not that I haven't smoked them. I definitely have. But they will put me down for the count. And sometimes even have made me puke if I mix dabs and being drunk.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what can because I've seen people get crossfaded with alcohol and smoking.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Like what I did.
So cannabis infused alcohol. I'm like, I wonder if it has the same effect as when people
It
get
might.
crossfaded.
It might. Somebody who's had it would be better at commenting. It
There
might.
are.
You get a bad time, that's what you get.
Typically, if I stagger in a sense that I drink a little, smoke a little, drink a little, smoke a little, back and forth. I usually don't get crossfaded.
Yeah.
But if I overdo everything at once, then I'll end up getting crossfaded and throwing up. Especially if I smoke a dab while being already drunk, I'll end up throwing up. So I try to avoid that if I can.
So, a very interesting comment from Sam says, I'm so jealous about all the cool drinks for alcohol drinkers. I wish there were some cool non-alcoholic drinks. So,
bring them.
No, not only that,
Make 'em.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I'm not sure if you're a Ghoulcrest member or if you have access to Ghoulcrest, because fellow Ghoulcrest members know that last year and other events, I did my own personal cocktail called Commodore's Nutbuster. It tastes like an orange creamsicle.
In your mouth.
I made a virgin version of that drink to where it is non-alcoholic, so non-alcoholic drinkers can also try it, because as we have Figment as straight edge and Corporal is also is sober.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, and I know there was a couple other people, so I wanted to make a non-alcoholic drink for them to share that tastes similar to the alcoholic drink I'm giving to people.
Yeah, I would encourage anybody who doesn't drink, whether or not you consider yourself like a teetotaler, to ask any bar if they'll make you a non-alcoholic drink. There's a lot of bars that are willing to. I know Captain has a whole list of drinks that he can make non-alcoholic.
Hell, he did a live stream of non-alcoholic cocktails based on cocktails.
The entire cocktail hour was non-alcoholic.
I miss those.
Yeah, I wish he would do more of those. But the entire cocktail hour was non-alcoholic, and Corporal was sampling them live for all of us, and of course she enjoyed quite a few of them.
Oh yeah. So we got a lot of comments right now.
Okay.
Do you want to go up to the first question?
No, I'm gonna work my way down.
Okay.
And we'll get there. I apologize if I butcher this name. Qdita. I have cannabis-infused white lightning. Try it, my friends.
Oh.
You bring some, I might be willing to try it, but I'm probably not going to hunt it down and buy it on my own.
Zeke goes,
just because I don't know if I'd drink enough of it.
Yeah.
Crossfaded for the word.
For the win.
For the win. Whatever.
It can be fun if I don't puke.
Yeah.
If I can get crossfaded without puking, I have a good time. But if I end up puking, I'm probably just going to go to bed and call it a night. Because I just don't like puking. It just doesn't sit well with me. I don't feel good the rest of the night.
Alright, so I see the question you're looking at, so I'm going to work my way around it. Zeke goes, Zeke makes non-alcoholic drinks, just don't drink them myself. Mocktails.
Yep.
Yeah, mocktails is a word for non-alcoholic drinks, yeah.
Eric goes, crossfaded makes me so sick. I either drink or I smoke. I don't do both.
Yeah, I quite often do one or the other myself. That is true.
Sam loves orange creamsicle and orange anything.
Okay.
And Kaylee is asking a question.
Okay.
After all you have seen and what you have experienced at any of the Wasteland weekends you have attended, what's something you would like to see?
Something that hasn't been there, I think they're getting at.
Yeah, something we never seen at Wasteland before that could be at Wasteland.
That's a tough one, because there's multiple things at Wasteland that I wanted to exist, and eventually somebody brought them. I'll just rattle off a couple quick examples. The museum was something I had thought of myself years ago, but I didn't have the means to bring it. Somebody else had the same idea, and they brought it, and it's amazing. There's lots of other things like that, like the carnival.
Yeah.
There are different things at Wasteland where I'm like, that I had that idea, but no logistics or money or know-how to do it, and I'm glad somebody did. Something I haven't seen yet. That's a good one. That's a tough one. Wasteland theatrical plays.
Ooh.
I would love to see somebody redo known plays, like a an abridged version of Hamlet with an apocalypse twist. Something along those lines.
Sweet Todd.
Yeah, there's another great example. Any kind of musical, if you can do it abridged to where you're shortening it to like 2 acts and you're doing it in like 2 hours with some of the parts dropped because you just don't have the manpower, or some of the parts sped up, or the language changed for the apocalypse, I would sit and watch those for sure.
Cliff Notes versions.
Yeah, exactly, the Cliff Notes versions. I would love to see some Wasteland-themed classical plays, because they do that in The Postman. The Postman himself, Kevin Costner, when he does that, his opening bid for how he earns his living is to reenact Shakespeare from town to town with his donkey sidekick.
Interesting.
And it's a unique part of the movie that doesn't get a lot of emphasis.
No.
But I really liked that concept as a storyteller myself. I would love to see somebody bring that out to Wasteland. And I know we've got a bunch of drama nerds who would totally get
Oh,
that.
well, yeah.
Oh, God, yes.
They could do it. They could build the sets. They could make the costumes. They could write the lines. I don't have that type of expertise, but there are Wastelanders who do, and I would sit and watch, and I would love it.
That is a good one. You're going to get a kick out of this one, because this is something I've been brainstorming in my head, but there's no way I could ever make this happen on my own. A Wasteland theme wrestling show.
There you go. Yeah.
Like, build a fucking wrestling ring, have fucking Wasteland themed wrestlers, kind of like Thunderdome in the fucking battle cages, just wrestle with fucking title belts on the line, go through fucking tables.
Yeah, you could
jump
make the
off
title
ladders
belt out of like tire armor and shit. You could make some unique title belts for sure.
Yeah. Have a fucking commentator on the side and their table
That
gets
would be
fucked
cool
up.
as hell too, yeah.
So that you're just trying to get me out to Wasteland to
Like,
do this.
Welcome to WWW Wasteland Weekend Wrestling.
I could totally do that.
Or some shit like that, and like have unique Wasteland matches that none of the wrestling companies.
Wasteland luchadors.
Yeah,
We've had some people dress as luchadors, but they didn't get to wrestle on site. That would be cool to see, yeah.
All right, so I gotta catch up on comments.
Do you want me to read comments?
No, I can do it. It's just that we get into our conversations on one topic.
Yeah.
Okay. Sam goes, I want something healthy like wheatgrass shots or watermelon juice in glasses rimmed with salty, spicy tart powder. Tajin.
Sure.
That's doable.
For other answers for something we haven't seen before, Vixie goes, a bathhouse.
Okay.
Zeke goes, a drag queen singing opera on top of a bus. Well, we kind of got close to that with...
we have some drag queens, so yeah.
Yeah, drag queens are actually a thing at Wasteland.
We do have a drag queen
Closest thing to that was Lady Vajayjay lip syncing to the Fifth Element opera singer while we had an opera singer singing the lyrics.
Yeah, that was very cool to see.
And Sam goes, ooh, wait. So Kaylee goes to your plays like Rocky style.
Yeah, if somebody wants to do that, you want to do Rocky Horror like Shadowcast style, put up a projector screen, do it at night. Yeah, that'd be cool too. Put Romeo and Juliet or Hamlet in the background, the 2-hour movie version, and act out the scenes. I would totally. I love Rocky Horror. Shadowcast, so does Commodore. Commodore has been in the Rocky Horror Shadowcast.
I used to play Frankenfurter, and I did Riff Raff once.
I have been to Rocky Horror probably close to 100 times in my life, and I would go anytime I can. Same thing with other stuff like Shadowcast of Repo.
Mm-hmm. Repo
is another great one. So yeah, I enjoy Shadowcast. So if somebody wants to do
I think that'd be more for like Neotropolis right there.
Yeah.
Do a Shadowcast or a play of Repo Genetic Opera.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying they have to do Repo at Wasteland.
Yeah.
But something similar to that.
Yeah.
You play Hamlet in the background and you reenact the scenes with actors. Yeah, I would dig that. I would go see that.
So, Sam and Gilly are really down for the theater thing.
Yeah, a nice chill place to go and watch day or night to just kind of sit and relax. I would be into that. Yeah.
The person who I butchered the name says, it's Q, no worries. I would only bring to share, never sell. Also, always start out with cannabis, then drink to not get sick. It's worked for me for years. I also love non-alcoholic drinks. Now,
so smoke before you drink.
Yeah.
Good point. Okay. I'll try to keep that in mind.
That's been sober for almost 5 years. Cheers, my friends. And then Santos, for the theater topic, says, dude, like, theater show from Escape from New York. One with Cabby.
Shadowcast Escape from New York. I would watch that.
I will perform that. That sounds fucking fun.
Yeah, if people want to do post-apocalyptic movie Shadowcast, I would check that out for sure.
Cameron goes, I thought some of old Boy Scout camp skits would work as well.
Yeah. I was a Boy Scout myself, so yeah, I'm familiar with those. That would be cool.
Zeke goes, yes, Wasteland Mania, I'm in. What time is it? Time check?
7:30.
Okay. Cool.
Emery goes, careful copyright, no www. Make a Wasteland train like carts attached together. Gilly just posted his Etsy store.
I would dig a Wasteland train for sure.
Eric likes Postman. Emery goes, how have I paid more characters in Rocky Horror than you have?
Oh, that's to
I
you.
think played. Well, because I was solely Frankenfurter. That's one of the main roles I just wanted to do. And when we had to do a show where we did the other person who was playing Frankenfurter do Frankenfurter, I had nothing else, and no one was going for Riff Raff, so I just went for Riff Raff. Wasteland Cats Shadowcast.
Oh God.
As long as it's not the movie Cats.
Yeah, not the
the actual play. Like
if you can get a filmed copy of the play and do a Shadowcast, I would be down for that. But the movie with its terrible CGI and like creepy weirdness, that's a bit too much cringe for me. Although I might watch it if you did it in satire. If you were mocking the movie with your Shadowcast, I'd be interested.
Yeah.
I do dig some satire. And that's the other thing, too. If you wanted to do Hamlet with post-apocalypse satire, I would be down for that. Something along those lines.
That's what makes it great. And yeah, Gilly posted a link for the Wasteland Talk patches. Yeah, for those who are new to this, Gilly here has an Etsy store, has amazing fucking patches of a lot of variety. One in particular that supports him and advertises us is Wasteland Talk patches. So you can go on the link he just posted on the comment section, buy a patch. They're pretty affordable and they're really good size. Yeah, if you ever get one.
Yeah, it's like a little 3x3 square.
Yeah, take a picture. Yeah.
I haven't attached.
Example.
I haven't attached mine yet. It's gonna be at some point.
Yeah.
Example. Up.
Gotta put the beer down, baby.
No.
Me 2 hands.
Wasteland Talk.
Yeah. There we go. Wasteland Talk. This is one of the versions he has where it's background seamed on the edges, and he's got another one that is black and one that has nothing. It is as it is.
Yeah. So it depends on what you want. If you want if you want it to blend well, brown on brown is good. If you want it to kind of be bold and stand out, brown on black. If you want it to fray and look disheveled, I would go with the no border.
Eric says, "Nice, totally going to pick one up." Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Nice.
And dude, well, it's like I said, we're not getting any money from this. All the money is going towards Gilly because this is his Etsy store. He's the one that's making it, everything. It just has our fucking name of our stream. And so what you can do for us is just help advertise us by taking pictures of where you're stitching or when you get it and tag both me and him.
Yes. and I'll say the same thing. If you guys want to support the show, support each other, support the community. Buy from Wastelanders. Buy within our local community. Buy from people's Etsy stores. Buy from people's online stores. Because we're all stuck in this shitty situation with the pandemic. A lot of people are not working, and a lot of people are struggling, and they're making crafts to try to get by and selling them online, and you happen to have the extra cash, support each other, because God knows we ain't getting any help from the government. So
did you guys give Becky a wasteland? Yeah, Becky is Figment.
Yeah.
Because as you can see on the talk show, you hear her, but you don't see her.
Really?
yes.
Yeah, really.
Like
So
that.
she's a figment of your imagination. So she is Figment.
Though I will say the name didn't generate from that. Back in the day when I was married, my then husband played World of Warcraft and did a lot of raiding, and his raids would the raids would start like right about like 5 minutes after he got home. So I'd log into WoW, set up the voice chat and everything, and they'd be like, "Oh, Brenner, hey, how you doing?" And I'm like, "No, it's not Brenner." So one day someone's like, "Oh, so it's just a figment of our imagination." Wait, we're gonna call you Figment, and that's how the name started.
Yeah.
And so it was like, you know what? That works for this too, because I'm off camera. You don't really see me. I think I've popped up on screen like what?
Here and
Twice?
there. Yeah.
Like a handful of times.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if anything, you see your backside, not really the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And it works.
So Zeke was considered calling you Giggles. But no, Bex has been pretty set on going with the name Figment. It has multiple meanings for Bex, so
I had another name I was going with, but with how everything was going, I'm like, nah, Figment just works.
yeah. Sam goes, do we have an ice cream truck? At Wasteland? No. However, we do have a ice cream stroller. There's a motherfucker that strolls around the Wasteland with a fucking little freezer like you see on the side of the street, filled with fucking ice cream pops and shit like that. And like he just hands them out, or you'll barter or whatever. You can donate. And so yeah, in a way, we have ice cream wandering around Wasteland, just not in truck form.
There was an ice cream truck years ago. We're talking like Wasteland, maybe 2012 to like 2014 or so.
Oh, that was literally right before me.
Yeah, there was one person who had brought out an ice cream van.
Ooh.
They had an old ice cream van, and they would hand it out to people or barter it to people. But I don't know who they were personally, and I haven't seen them recently. But yeah, if somebody wants to reintroduce that, or
That'd be cool.
if anybody knows who does the ice cream cart and you want to tag them, let us know, you know.
Chris Ritter says, as much as possible, brothers, I enjoy rocking others' art with mine.
There you go.
Eric says, I still have a gift to send. Aimed to send it for Christmas giftness,
Nice.
but been busy at time. Yeah, it's no problem, dude. Do you have our address, or still have our address? If not, please let me know, and I'll be happy to make sure you still have that. So you can,
Yeah, DM either myself or Commodore, and we'll make sure to get you our physical address.
Yeah. And then Santa goes, unless she earns a name by doing something silly.
It is not... Okay, so here's the thing. I have a pet peeve with this.
Yes.
You do not have to earn a Wasteland name.
Yeah.
You can do that if you choose, but there is no requirement. And I have been Hatter before Wasteland, and I adopted that name into my Wasteland persona because it worked for my character. If that's something you want to do, but there are Wasteland names that some people end up with that they don't like. And you're allowed to reject a name if you don't like it. It's the same thing for people who come out as like trans, or even if you just want to change your name.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's legally changed or not. If you have a different name that you prefer, use it. I don't think anybody should be forced into a name that they don't like or they're uncomfortable with. So if you earn a nickname that you like and you want to use it, by all means. But if you earn a nickname that you don't like, don't be that jerk who forces it on somebody.
Yeah, like it's like this. Like, say you, as another example, like something like that doesn't fit your persona that you're trying to represent out there.
Yeah.
Like, say you're trying to be this badass fucking character, Wastelander, and you want to call yourself like Kill Switch or some shit, but you farted once, and now everyone's calling you Fartbox.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't want to be known as Fartbox. That's not your goal.
No, you want to be Kill Switch.
Yeah. So yeah, there are. You don't have to use the name you're given. That's not a rule. That's not a hard set thing. You can give yourself a name. If you take the initiative and introduce yourself, it will become your name quicker than you realize. If you let other people lead and introduce for you with whatever goofy nickname that you don't like, you kind of have to beat them to it.
Yeah.
You know?
So, okay, we got some more we got a lot of fucking comments. Let's see. Did that. Vixen is commenting towards the ice cream thing I mentioned. It's like it's a cart. It is a cart. It's something they just pull around or push around, and it's a little freezer box.
Yeah.
Eric goes, he is always sold out when I find him. I find him, and I usually find him at the randomest time because I'm not even looking for him. I just stumble across him, and he's always got a freezer full of fucking shit.
I've had him stroll by Hobo Junction and be like, anybody want some ice cream? And I just like run out there like a little kid. Or take some. Yeah.
So Kaylee's got to go to bed because it's 10:45 where they're at because they're a Florida bitch.
Ah, okay.
Eric does have our address for the gift list. Cool. Zeke goes, I went from Exodus to Bunny.
That works.
Yeah.
And Eric goes, no one gave me a name, so I made my own. M-A-D Ratter. Mad Ratter.
Mad Ratter. I like it.
Santa goes, I have no idea how I got Lone Star, but stuck it. I mean, what? Were you talking a lot about fucking Spaceballs? That could be it. Maybe you're just so drunk.
Were you carrying raspberry jam?
Did you like the...
No, if we jam it! Aha!
Only one person would dare give me the raspberry Lone Star!
Are you a fan of the band? Because that exists too.
Yeah. Sorry, when I hear Lone Star, I immediately think Spaceballs.
Yeah, so do I. We both just said the same fucking line, so yeah.
That's entertaining as fuck.
So, Chris goes, Scout here. I'm an Eagle Scout and half native, so yeah.
That makes sense.
That's a good one, yeah.
Santa goes, it would be so awesome to hear that ice cream song at Wasteland.
Oh my
The little
God.
fucking kid jingles.
You gotta make it kind of distorted, like the speaker's barely working.
And you gotta pay.
Sounds like a fucking Silent Hill siren or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, pay your ice cream in fucking casino caps. There you go.
That would be fucking cool.
Do you have any questions? Does anyone else have questions?
I do want to share a story that I talked about before, but I haven't fully shared yet.
All right.
Yes.
So I found out recently
that
Hatter as a character embodies who my great-grandfather was in real life before he met my great-grandmother and settled down. And even after that in many ways. So for me, for those who don't know, Hatter is who I am in real life, but he's dialed up to 11. He likes gambling and drinking and playing poker and shooting pool and being a scoundrel and being a rogue more than I do in real life because, we have real laws and shit. So you got to be aware of those, of course. And of course, when you gamble, it's real money you're playing with. So, you got to make sure you can pay your bills and whatnot. But anyway, when you get to have fun with that and just kind of explore that side of you, Hatter's the type of guy that's going to wake up with a cigar in one hand, a beer in the other, and his food. And I have done that at Wasteland. I have woken up, or sometimes with hot tea, depending on how I feel in the morning. Hot tea, food, and a cigar to get my nicotine fix. It's just that type of way. So I was talking to my dad, and my dad was telling me that he'd been listening to some bluegrass music, and one of the songs was about a wandering, traveling hobo. and he didn't know if he had ever told me the story about my great grandfather. So my dad's name, his middle name is Russell, and the reason his middle name is Russell is because he's named after my great grandfather, who was Russell. And so Russell, who was born, early 1900s, maybe like 1910, maybe even earlier than that, maybe like 1905. I don't know exactly. I'd have to get more information from my dad. But anyway, during the Great Depression, my great-grandfather was a teenager. His family was very poor, as a lot of people were, and they couldn't afford to feed everybody. So he decided he would just strike out on his own and figure it out. And so my great-grandfather became a genuine train-hopping hobo. And he would go from town to town working odd jobs, as many hobos did, sleeping in barns, sleeping and living wherever he could, making his money however he could. And along some of those lines, he would end up in like low-key, Old West, gambling halls. And he would play some rounds of cards to earn some extra money. He would shoot some rounds of pool to earn some extra money. Maybe he's just trying to earn a ride to the next town over where he heard of a job opening. Like anything and everything he could do to keep himself fed and alive. From the age of like 13 years old, he left school, didn't finish his education, never went to college, never went to high school, and just kind of hoofed it and figured it out over time. Got a comment or something?
Yeah, there was a comment in regards to
Santos
the Lone Star.
Oh, okay.
It's Santos. Okay.
So let me finish up our story, and then we'll get to that.
Yeah, go for it.
So anyway, yeah, my great grandfather at some point eventually ended up in Illinois and met my great grandmother. And of course, settled down and got married and had my grandmother. They only had the one child. So when my family moved from Illinois to California, when my dad was like 12 or something, it was my dad, his brother, my uncle, of course, my grandparents, and then my great grandparents. They all moved together, but didn't necessarily live in the same house. Just wanted to be close to each other. And so my dad and my great-grandfather stayed really close up until my great-grandfather passed in like the late 1970s. And it was just shortly after my parents had gotten engaged, but before any of us kids were born. So I never met my great-grandfather. But my dad told me that even throughout his life, my grandfather was the type of guy that he was a self-taught guy at everything. He was an early mechanic when there was no mechanics, when cars were first invented. He taught himself how to be a mechanic and would fix cars for a side gig. He taught himself how to weld. He taught himself how to drive heavy machinery. Anything and everything he could do to earn an extra buck, he was there. And I'm that way myself. I've worked a lot of odd jobs. I know how to do a lot of stuff. I'm no master mechanic, but every car I've ever owned, I've worked on a lot by myself. I've learned a lot over the years, and it surprised me just how much I am like my great-grandfather and how much Hatter embodies Russell without me even trying to do that, because I didn't know that history.
It was in your blood.
Yeah, it was in my blood. Being a hobo, being a gambler, being a rogue, being a wanderer was in my blood, and I didn't even know it. And so that I took that and was like, awesome.
Total case for reincarnation.
Yeah, exactly. Total case for like past life type of thing.
Right.
DNA memory, type of thing. So yeah, it's really cool to find that out, especially since I never knew this until recently, So yeah, what was the comment about Lone Star?
So Santo goes, "That's a good idea. I'm gonna carry some raspberry jam around Wasteland now."
Yes.
Eric actually kind of topped that a little better, because he responded to that, says, "You gotta have to start driving to Winnebago."
Yes, got to get the Winnebago. That's true.
Also, Santos, if you're also that curious to add a little accessories from that, hit me up. I know a couple Etsy sites where they sell the Schwartz ring and the Birthright pendant.
And you could do like a similar look to Lone Star and then distress it. That would work pretty well at Wasteland too.
Like a little Mad Max Lone Star or some shit.
Yeah.
With his brown leather jacket just all torn up with a fucking football pad armor right there.
Yeah, there's room for some loose interpreted inspiration. I mean, that's what Hatter is, you know.
So, Sam says, I've been really impressed with you, Hatter. You are a gentleman and a good person.
Aww, thanks, Sam.
I'm going to take a drink.
Don't get too sappy. Thank you, though.
But she also says, sweet ancestry story, heart.
Yeah. It was really cool to find out.
Yeah.
To know that that's part of my own history, because I started Hobo Junction because of my fascination with hobo culture. And that comes from my fascination with trains, which does come from my grandparents. My grandfather had a model train set that they would set up every year that was like Winter Village on their coffee table. It was a really cool, elaborate little city that the train would run through. My dad also told me that train set was my great-grandfather's, that they had inherited when he passed. So that's really cool to know that connection too. So yeah, there's so many things that I didn't even know how much my great-grandfather had influenced.
Damn it, Santos.
Santos is like, he's
on
always
fire.
He's always on fire.
Yeah,
He's
what did
like,
you say?
he prefers to be called Lord Hatter now. But there's something I actually want to bring up since we only got 10 minutes left of this. And again, if anyone has any Wasteland type questions or anything, even you, hit us up and we'll answer it. But right now, I just want to give you a quick little talk of what could potentially happen with Wasteland Talk in the near future. So this has been something I've been brainstorming for quite a while now, but I haven't really put my finger in it, how to make it happen until yesterday. So I'm going to build, whenever I get paid and find the proper stuff for it, a stage setup for Wasteland Talk to make it look like we're in something Wasteland themed.
Yeah, we talked about doing a green screen before. We've realized over time that without the right lighting and without pre-recording, the green screen just isn't going to look that great without post-processing and editing.
So, might as well just build something.
Yeah.
Because we got regular white wall with a Victorian era couch. Doesn't really scream Wasteland now, does it? Except for this fucking cardboard that has our my fucking doodle on it. So yeah, I'm gonna build something. I'm pretty much leaning towards something very Ghoulcrest inspired because
we spend a lot of time there. Yeah.
So why not make it look like we're spending time somewhere we're usually at all the time at Wasteland? So once I get paid, I'm gonna go hit up some hardware stores and whatnot and start. I already build a blueprint, rough draft of how I'm gonna want it.
And we have some power tools and some knowledge. We can probably figure it out.
Yeah, so
I built some things in my day.
And like, even though if it happens to be done, it's probably gonna grow within every episode. I'm not gonna say it's probably gonna be ready by the next show, which by the way, we're gonna finally review that fucking Wasteland porno. Stay tuned. We will have at least one guest with us.
Yeah, one person who watched it with us.
Yes. So, I got a good chunk of free time coming up, so fingers crossed that I can get it done within the time. I'm not going to rush myself, but if I have a day off and I have no plans, I'm going to spend my whole fucking day working on this project that I want to do.
It's like building this computer. It'll take as long as it takes.
Oh.
Yeah.
To let you know when it's done.
Alright, so apparently we got some comments. Sam goes, that sounds cool. I have yet to spend time at Ghoulcrest. Okay. You don't have a tie, you said, right?
Yeah, if you're not a member, there are ways to get access, but we can discuss that in DMs.
Yeah. And then we have Jason, the Y.
Okay.
I have a bunch of imperfect wood flooring panels. Hit me up.
There we go. Thank
Interesting.
you.
We could do some wood paneling on it, maybe?
Are you?
Are
Yeah,
you local?
yeah, like because I have a
Are you in
basic.
NorCal?
Because to be honest, I was gonna just use like typical plywood and stain painted up Goldcrest style.
We'd probably still have to use the plywood as a backer for the boards, but yeah, it could look really cool.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Because I figured out a way to where I can break it all down and stash it somewhere so it's not in the way. So
Yeah, we live in an apartment, so it's got to be collapsible.
yeah, because
So you got to be willing to let us probably modify and cut them up if we need to.
yeah, because we're in a very small apartment at that, and we plan on moving here soon, but time will tell.
It's a
Yeah. We got to make sure that everybody's working good and can afford probably more rent, because it probably would be more rent.
Yeah.
So
And since I have a better job, and if it stays more permanent, I'll be able to afford more rent.
yeah. We would like to possibly try to rent a house, but we'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah.
So Sam goes, no tie, crying. Honestly, can't really help you there that much.
There are, like I said, there are ways to get access for an evening.
Nothing set in stone, but there's hope.
Yeah, it's possible. DM us. We can give you some info. Doesn't guarantee anything will happen necessarily, but we can give you some info.
Yeah. Jason goes 805, but we could work something out.
Okay.
Oh, so what is that? San Diego area? I think
805,
805 is San Diego. I think.
Yeah. So he's SoCal.
Okay.
And Eric goes, I believe my mate has a Goldcrest metal tie. What the fuck? Hold on, I'm gonna get back to you on that, real sec.
Goldcrest metal tie.
He was given it for something he did. He doesn't remember. Was drunk.
All right then.
All right, hold on. Time out. Elaborate a metal tie, because we don't do metal ties. We add shit to ties like a clip. There's the Volt 77 metal. There's the lighter. There's the fucking pocket watch. Depends on how many years you've been with Goldcrest.
It's possible that somebody made something unique for some kind of prize, but I can't think of anything right off the top of my head from Captain or Major or Corporal that was metal ties.
Yeah.
But there's enough Goldcrest members. If you have something, take a picture of it.
Yeah.
DM us, post it on social media, let us see it. We'll kind of let you know what we think about it.
Because the big focus to get into Goldcrest for a tie is that you have this fucking logo on it. That they know.
Their ties are cloth, and they have their logo on them.
Yeah. And they'll know if it's theirs or not, because they know their fucking work.
Yeah.
They do it for so many ties. Like his was, ours were originally painted, but mine, they embroidered mine as a surprise after last Wasteland. So I have a special embroidered logo.
Yeah, my logo has faded a little over time. This is my original tie. I had it before I was a Goldcrest member, and they often give out ties, but I wanted to keep my original tie, so they made an exception and tagged mine for me, but that's not something that they always do.
Yeah. Hence, you're the 31 out of the 30.
I'm 31 out of 30. Yep.
Because I am the 30 out of the Dirty 30. This was the last tie they gave out for their first year at Wasteland Weekend. So I was lucky I joined my first year.
And I joined Goldcrest's first year, and I was their first staff beyond the founders. But I can't claim to be number one of the Dirty 30. That's somebody else's honor.
Yeah.
So I will always say I'm number 31 of the Dirty 30.
Yeah.
Because that way I'm taking away nobody else's honor.
Yeah.
You know? Because people get, they have a sense of pride to say, oh, I'm number 27 of the Dirty 30.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take that from anybody. You earned it. It's your pride. Keep it. I'm number 31 of the Dirty 30.
Yeah. That's how I'm the 30. I'm the last member of the Dirty 30.
Yeah.
Because I was there. Because someone was with me trying to tell his story, but I went first. because they picked me to go first. So I told my story, got my tie, and when after he told his story, they looked and they're like, "Oh shit, we are out of ties. We have an IOU for next year."
Yeah, and they have done that. They've done IOUs, taken people's information.
Okay, so we got some more comments. Sam goes, "How many members?" I personally can't come up with the top of my head. We
have given out probably more than...
We're in the triple digits.
Probably more than 200 to 300 ties.
Yeah, but like as for like the regular people who come and to attend the club, we're looking maybe at the very most anywhere from 80 to 100.
Yeah, that are regulars that come back year after year.
Yes.
But over the 5 years that Ghoulcrest has been around, we've probably given out 300 plus.
Yeah, because like the guy who had to do the IOU after me, he never showed up the next year. He didn't show up till like fucking either 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of Ghoulcrest members who are not coming every year because whatever personal reasons they have on their own.
Yeah. Whatever finances, whatever reasons they have for not making out the wasteland, having to skip a year or two.
Yeah. So, and then now we have another comment from Eric. Says, "We've been going since 2012, was going through our bucket of stuff, and there is a metal tie in here." And he said, "Yeah, someone gave me that after I helped fix a thing."
Okay. So it might be a metal tie. Maybe it's Ghoulcrest related. Maybe it's not. I haven't seen any metal Ghoulcrest ties.
Like,
so
yeah, like was this one of the metal ties that was? Was the metal tie that was donated to Ghoulcrest to give out?
Because I have a metal tie also, but I bought it from a vendor. I paid money for it.
Or they really want this tie to be their Ghoulcrest tie, so they had them stamp their.
There are a few unique ones. Like I said, I got mine stamped. Styx has his noose tie that was stamped for him.
Yeah.
So there are a few unique Ghoulcrest ties. So it is possible, but I haven't seen one. So if you have it, take a picture of it.
Yeah, because like again, the main thing, and it needs to have is not only just the logo, it's the logo that they recognize they made. Because again, they know pretty much every tie they made.
Yeah. And they actually have a member/guest book that they have people write in also. So they do keep track. So they should know if you're a member and you got a tie and all that.
So yeah, so your John Foot penis needs to be in there too.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna say, well, because there's a wasteland that goes by Hancock.
There is, that is true.
So I'm not
more
gonna,
than one, yeah.
Because Hancock's already in it. So I'm not gonna say you need your Hancock on it because Hancock's already in there. So I'm gonna say John Foot penis.
I like it.
All right, so that about wraps it up. We're already a couple minutes after the thing. I actually have to be somewhere. So let's do our final toast. Thank you all for joining Wasteland Talk. We'll be here again on
the 23rd.
The 23rd. We're going to review the Wasteland porno, and we're going to at least have one guest with us. So stick around. Maybe there's going to be a change of scenery. I don't know yet. It all depends on how much effort I can put into it in time.
Yeah.
So, huzzah!
Huzzah! Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
There, everyone.
Fuck you very much.